I'm Schmaggy, and I'm going to talk about kayaks today. The sun is out, so I'm going to take the kayak out. I had a friend of mine ask about doing a video to show the basics of kayaking for people that have never kayaked before, might not know what to do to get started. I have two different kayaks. This is my sit on top, and the sit on top is an excellent choice for starting out. They're very stable. They're flat bottomed. They're not built for speed. They're not built for rapids. They're just built for leisurely strolling around a lake. And that's mine. I got that for just under $300. It's a lifetime. My second kayak is actually a tandem by Pelican, which I absolutely love. This one is a sit-in, but it's one of the first of the hybrids as they started coming out with the flat bottom. So the flat bottom is going to give us our stability. You see it's a tandem, so I can take out someone with me. I use this as a solo kayak a lot. And I turn this one over so you can see the bottom. The bottom is very flat, very stable. The holes in it are to let water out as water comes on. As you know, you're sitting on top of a plank of plastic and the holes come through. Now if you got to sit in, it's not going to have the holes because you're actually sitting in the well of the actual boat. I flip that over. You can see it is very, very flat as well. This one glides across the water pretty well though, especially when I'm by myself. It's able to handle like 600 pounds, so when I'm in there by myself, I just glide across the water. This one here has a drink holder and a little cubby here. That's to keep things dry. I usually put my cell phone in a Ziploc baggie, which is not in there yet, but just a simple Ziploc baggie to give it some more safety. But it's got the bag in it, so that keeps the water that might be splashing from underneath to get in there. This one also came with a dry well on the back, and again, when you're checking these out, you want to make sure that you have something with a bag. There's some kayaks that come with an opening, but the bag's not included, so any water that comes in is gonna get on your stuff. So this has a nice bag, so I keep my camera and different things in there to keep them dry. Some things you're going to need before you go. You're going to need a life jacket. Life jacket needs to be a wearable life jacket. Wearable life jacket as opposed to a throwing life jacket. These are throwable. Those are great to have. I use that kind of as a cushion for my back for long trips. It does not meet the standard or the minimum requirement for a boat, a throw-in. In Tennessee, you have to have a wearable life jacket, and you don't necessarily have to have it on while you're in a kayak. I recommend it if you're in the river. If you're in a lake, you don't necessarily need to have it on, you just have to have it with you. But you want to check your state laws to find out whether you have to wear it all the time or not. Before you leave the store or order it online, you want to make sure you have paddles. Paddles don't always come with the kayak. Now the ones I bought have. The Pelican came with it. If you got a car where they'll slide in, you're good. You're good to go. If they're a little bit long, I like the ones that separate in the middle. Of course, right here, you separate it out and make it two halves. That way it will fit inside your trunk. A question that you need to think about before you buy your kayak is, how am I going to transport it? You don't need any of this fancy racks on top. All you need is some crossbars on your roof rack. Now the simplest solution could be, buy an Outback. They come set. They're built in. But for many years, I just got this Outback, but for many years I just used my minivan. My minivan, Chrysler minivan, had a roof rack already built into it, and I just threw it on top. Didn't have an extra rack. You just need the crossbars. Now when you're by yourself and you're trying to get these kayaks on top of the roof of your car or van, there's something to keep in mind. It's going to rust against it. Now, when you've got a Subaru Outback, they come with the guards already in place, so it's not hitting. Now, when I was transporting this with my van, most of the time it was rubbing across the paint. I used a blanket or a towel to protect the paint, but that's something to keep in mind before you get started, because you can scratch up your vehicle. The other thing to keep in mind is how heavy is the kayak. There are some expensive ones out there that cost over $1,000 and got all sorts of bells and whistles, but if they weigh 120 pounds, you're not getting it on top of a car by yourself. So this one here, I think if I remember correctly, it was about 65 pounds, which I can manage by myself pretty easily. Although it is a tandem, it's designed for 2 people, and that's why it has a handle in the front and the back to allow you to work together and getting it up on the roof. Now, while you're securing any load to the top of a vehicle, you want to make sure the straps are on good. Now, of course, most roof racks come with a way to secure the hooks. I've got some simple straps. I actually cut the straps back so they'd fit. And on this one here, you can see I put the strap on the back side to keep the kayak from sliding backwards. Now I'm just going to use 2 straps on this because I'm traveling locally. I'm about 45 miles an hour. I've got it secured so it won't slide backwards. I've got it secured so it won't fly up. If you're doing higher speeds, putting additional straps on the nose, and you can buy kits that can strap it down either to the front bumper if your car's got that, mine does not, or come down to the wheel wells. You don't want to strap it down too hard to bend the fender wells, but you can secure it to where it won't slide sideways, because the nose going side to side, now this one I'm going in, it's not going anywhere. It could turn sideways on you and become a very bad situation on the interstate. So locally I just do the 2 straps, and I haven't had any problems myself. Sun's in my eyes pretty good. We haven't had sun in many days, so it's really nice out here. That kind of concludes this portion of the video. I'm just showing the basics of getting kayak loaded up, maybe how to pick one, choose one to buy, and I'll do another video that shows putting in the water another day. Have a good day.